God good. What she say? God good. The enemy thought he had me. Oh my gosh, that's tragic. What y'all like CC say? That song? Oh my goodness, it's fire. You guys, I'm gonna be just about 3 minutes late to my lecture. But it's okay, it's lecture. Usually lab, I cannot be late. I have to be there on time because we have a quiz. I have to take a quiz. But today is of the week. Today is the last lecture of the week before our test next week. And it's okay to be just a couple minutes late because you guys, I had to get, like, to be honest, the reason why I had to get my Dutch bros. I worked last night and I did a little cat nap, and I was gonna get up at least an hour or 30 minutes before so I can get myself together. But honestly, I just put on a hat, what I got on that was clean, sprayed a little cologne, and placed the order and went to get my Dutch bros. I ended up getting the Rebel, boba something, whatever new drink concoction that they came up with is really awesome. And I'm looking forward to having it keep me awake because I have one more parenting class, which is my last parenting class. Yes! So definitely gotta stay awake today, and then I'm gonna do a study guide for my class. I'm just gonna work at that either at a coffee shop or a library and just knock it out so I'll have something to study all week. Overall, I just want to definitely explain to you all, to those new grad nurses. Now, those who are watching that video, you just graduated, you passed the NCLEX, and you're ready to go out there and work. Well, honey, woo! When you become an orientee, especially at the hospital, I'm an LVN on a medical surgical ortho neuro unit. And it's a lot. Everything that you learn in school, just look at that as the foundation to see if you can tough it out. If you can tough it out for the orientation and to continue as a novice nurse. Honestly, if you really, really think about it, you might not be at the point of thinking about it now, but it all makes sense. You go through all those trials and tests while in nursing school. All of those points of waiting and waiting. Waking up early to do clinicals. Working for people for free, basically. Unless you're like a student nurse intern, which we'll go more into depth of what you can do while you're in nursing school. You go through all of that rigorous work, especially studying for the NCLEX and taking the NCLEX and passing at one time. A lot of people don't pass on the first time. So you go through all of that, and now what? I tell you, once you go through all of that, whoo, yo, that is the beginning of nursing. Because as an orientee, I can definitely tell you all, whoa, I do feel like the slowest person. That's the feeling I have. And almost every seasoned nurse and new nurse is saying that it's going to take time. It's going to take a year. You got to find your groove. Everything that you learn in school, not necessarily toss it out the window. However, it's going to be applied in a different way than what you were taught. I am so close. Technically, my last day of work this week was supposed to be my end of my orientation, and I had to be honest with my manager, my nurse manager, be like, look, this is where I'm at. This is where my preceptors see where I'm at. I don't mind getting a different preceptor so I can see how things are done, but I still want this preceptor to give me the full go, because she was the one that initially really worked hands-on with me. She's really, really awesome. Her technique is really different, and it gets me to critically think, even though at the same time I'm the person, when it comes to fight or flight, I end up flighting the most. 75% I flight, but when I know what I'm doing, I know how to fight. Like, boom, I got this. So I'm stretched out to another week, and then I'm going to be on my own. And honestly, I'm just going to start asking questions. When you're orientee, ask a bunch of questions, even though your orientation. Don't make big mistakes that will kill people, but if you don't know, ask, because I end up making mistakes. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I end up making a few mistakes. Not to mistakes that could kill someone, but mistakes that can almost kill someone, which is still, you should have in your mind, what am I doing to keep my patient alive? Especially if you're working in an emergency department, what can I do to keep my patient stable? So what? They can go to the proper specialty that they need to go to in order to get their acuity cared for. Or if it's more of a chronic thing, where they should go to next, if it's a skilled nursing facility or anything like that. Also, find an outlet. So I am working on finding some balance with self-care. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm trying to incorporate more lifting weights and eating well and stretching every day and taking the proper vitamins and minerals that I need to sustain throughout the day, because I work night shift. So I noticed that it's taking a different toll on my body. So definitely have an understanding of self-care. So figure that out. Overall, I'm talking too much. I need to focus on the road, obviously, because I'm heading to class. And I'll talk to you all later. So, just finished getting out of my chemistry class and made it thanks to this. Now I'm about to go back home, type of a little quick study guide really quick, do something for my lab group, and then I'm gonna go to my parenting class. Let's make it, we got this.
Because why? God says it. In Hebrews chapter 10, it says this: you need to persevere so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what He has promised.
time to take a little mini nap. It is around midnight. It's the next day. I ended up getting some food, doing a little bit of my lab assignments after my class in my parenting class. I did get a certificate that was really, really cool to get. And just finished my homework. I'm gonna do some more studying. I am gonna take some time to wash my car, clean my apartment, so I can do some self-care and spend more time in the Word. I just listened to an awesome message, and I'm gonna listen to it again just to get some encouragement, because I'm still working on fellowshipping with other believers. And as someone who is used to being alone, it's a little bit uncomfortable for me to fellowship with those, especially those who are more seasoned in their lives when it comes to their faith with Christ, or their relationship. And I would like to learn a little bit more on how I can continue to strengthen my connection with Jesus Christ. But speaking of Jesus Christ, I wore my Yeshua sweater yesterday, and I gotta show you. Let me turn on the light. Oh my goodness, I wore it to work yesterday, and oh my goodness, let me show you. So this is the hoodie that I got from a company called Hohem. Really cool. They have cool, I actually want to buy some more shirts and stuff from them. But anyways, besides the point, I wore this yesterday. I'm gonna hang it up. But I wore this yesterday, and y'all, well, I hang it up later. I wore it yesterday, and to be honest, I got some questions from my employees, and they asked me, oh, what does this mean? Well, this is pretty cool. And I told them that it means Jesus Christ in Hebrew. And one of the ladies like, okay, how do you pronounce it? And everyone was trying to, within the group, they was trying to pronounce it. So I was like, Yeshua, something like Yeshuva. You know, I have a country accent or whatever. Every now and then it comes out. So I explained to them what it means. And there's other types of Hebrew words that means things like Elohim, Jehovah Jireh, Yahweh, stuff like that. And that sparked up conversation. And then people within the group, they were like, oh, well, that is cool. And so when I got comments like that, I looked around my surroundings, because I am also a visual person, and I could tell people were a little bit uncomfortable when it was talking about and the world sense religion. But I'm like, yeah, this means Jesus Christ, definitely firm believer. He's awesome. And I'm like, yeah, definitely calling the name. It's like, oh, well, that's really cool. When the lady was just very interested, like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I should definitely, I had like a little Jesus statue here. And that's where it just dawned upon me. I'm like, man, I could have used the opportunity to spread the gospel, but I was so in my mind of doing things correctly and on time, because I'm a nurse. And unfortunately, that's my excuse. But I look at it as a learning opportunity, because I'm like, man, I could have spread the gospel just by wearing a sweater. Who would think doing stuff, oh my gosh, who would think doing stuff like that would be beneficial? Crazy, huh? And that's how I knew. I know ever since then in my life, I've been known to be different, and it's cool, whatever. But that's definitely, I noticed in that moment when I got like, oh, that's cool. And then people looked away, except that one individual who was really interested. It got me to realize, like, dang, I'm really the anomaly. I'm really on a side that the world doesn't really care for. And it breaks my heart, because it's like, You guys, like, the relationship that I have, I want you to have it too. And I'm here today because of Jesus Christ. And it's like, wow, people really are still lost and clueless. But anyways, only so much I could do at work, but I could do some things like wearing a sweater. I thought that was really cool to share. So I'm gonna stand right here and just let you all know that overall, there is a time where you definitely have to do some self-reflection and keep going at it, especially when you're a new nurse. I'm still learning. I'm in my orientation phase, and it's got to the point where there's a lot's going on. But I'm still managing, and through the thick of it all, I'm still here, and I'm still learning, and I'm still adapting. So stay encouraged for all of you all who are just graduating and just passed the NCLEX, and you got your new job offer. Don't give up. Keep asking questions, and ask questions for yourself, because it's okay if you think the specialty is not for you and you want to get up and leave. It's okay. Find something else. Try to stay stable at least for 6 months and then progress forward. All right, Alonzo here. Stay in the faith. Stay content in the faith. And I'll make up something later on.